So Timothy is going to be presenting you the award tonight. Can you talk about how that invitation came to be? Was it yours or was it Film Society, and what you expect from tonight?
Yeah, they said, we'd love to give you this award. I said, great. They said, do you have anybody who you'd like to present it to? And I said, hold on one second. And I go, hey, Timmy, it's Armie. Hey, dude. Yeah, remember when I spent 15 months traveling the world with you, handing you awards all the time? I'm calling in my favor. Get your ass to Austin. And, yeah.
Hey, I just read today that the director of Call Me By Your Name is already talking about ideas for a sequel. Are you on board with that? Do you see that happening?
If Luca's directing it and Timmy's going to be in it, I'm in. No question.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Thomas Anderson, Richard Linklater, Timothée Chalamet, Regina Hall.
I'm here for Armie. Thank you for
I'll have what Armie's having. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here as Timothée Chalamet's bodyguard.
And lastly, Armie and I got the opportunity to be at the Oscars a couple of days ago, which was really one of the most surreal and awesome experiences. And it's funny because that was very much supposed to be like the end of the ride. And then he gave me a call and he said, I'm getting this award in Austin. Would you come down and do it and present it to me? And it's your first, and you can come, which is why you're getting me. But listen, and then I'll wrap it up. But this is really easy for me to do because I'm young. Obviously, my career's been very short, but yet I've been fortunate to work with a lot of really great actors, a lot of great human beings. But they all, like the relationship I have with Armie is really unlike any. Oh God, I gotta watch out.
That was amazing.
No, but seriously, it's really it's unlike the relationship I've had with a lot of actors, a lot of people I've worked with, and I can go on about the acting itself. I think it really speaks for itself. I'm sure a lot of people in here have seen Social Network and Man from U.N.C.L.E. Hopefully Call Me By Your Name, the teleprompter has an anecdote, so I'll just say a different one instead. But there was a moment in Calling By Your Name for those that have seen the film, and it's towards the end of the movie, towards the end of the relationship. It seems like this summer romance is going to come to an end, and my character Elio is sleeping in bed, and it's the night before there's going to be a train station departure, and we did one take of the scene. And the scene was easy for me. The requisite was just to be sleeping in bed, but for Armie, he started at the window and then he'd come around and sit on the bed, and we did one take, and then our director Luca Guadagnino, he came over and he said to Armie, do it again and encompass something along these lines. He said encompass the whole relationship, the whole summer that's just passed, and we're going to cut to this goodbye sequence right after it. And we literally did just one more take after that. I didn't see what he did because I was sleeping or pretending to. And then I got, when I got the chance to see the movie for the first time at Sundance, I would implore anybody to go back and watch the scene, because you hear it often, but that's like masterclass acting, and it really is. It's encompassing like 7,000 emotions in one moment. And if I had to point to the acting moment when I watch the movie that always blows my, it takes me away, that's really it. And just the working experience with Armie, again, like this, I'm not insecure about how I deliver this because it's really from the heart, and I don't I got so lucky with this film of Calling By Your Name. Now we're kind of on the other side of it, but it's insane to be speaking in front of Mike Judge, all like legends at a young age. It's really, for me, thanks to this film and thanks to the opportunity of working with someone that was totally open to the experience, to the relationship, to the story, and who was really like team captain for our cast. And because he was the one with the experience and knew how to guide the ship, knew how to make something of the caliber of Social Network. But beyond that, and I always say this, the man that this man is, in an industry that, for like young male actors, there aren't a ton of roadmaps that you like point at and you go, that's somebody I want to become. And I felt this way when I met him. I felt this way a month and a half working with him, and now we've been promoting this movie for 2 years. I'm all the better for it. It's humanity. It's loving fatherhood. It's being a loving husband. It's bringing humor to work. It's bringing hard work. It's being egoless. And I feel like I would be remiss not to shout out Armie's wife, who's sitting right next to him too, Elizabeth Chambers, because in many ways, even during the production of Calling by Your Name, you're really the part of the experience and part of the package. Elizabeth and I would joke that I would come over to Armie's apartment sometimes, and this is going on way longer. I'm sorry, man. I gotta wrap this up. But I'll skip that. Elizabeth, I love you, man.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Stephen and Variety, for the honor. I know this probably has to be very surreal for Timmy, having now won about 45 of these over the last season. So if it makes you any comfortable, you can hold this while I'm up here. You're probably much more used to that on stage. Thank you, Timmy, for coming and presenting me with this thing. It's amazing. It's been an incredible ride. I think I've handed you about 20 of those over the course of the last couple months. So thank you now for being a part of handing me one. It's kind of coming full circle.
I love how Armie lies down. It's private.
You're not going to tell me?
I'm not going to tell you.
He's not going to tell me what he's thinking about. I guess I'll go hang out with your mom.
I found this very naturally, too. I think Armie just added that line about hanging out with my mom, and I said to Luca, I think I should go running over and split them up.
I love that you push him here.
Yes.
Get out of the way.
Excuse me.
All of a sudden, there's a body language between you two that didn't exist
You're
before.
right, and that might be the first moment in the film that there's a real physical interplay. I remember when the ground outside was so hot because of the sun, and I'm barefoot in this scene, and before takes, I'd be standing on Armie's feet, and they'd say action, and I'd say, thanks for letting me stand on your feet, brother, let's go do this scene. I remember Armie and I found that moment as Armie picked up the arm, and then Lucas said, that's great, let's keep it, and he said, just say tregua, which means truce.
Are you going to?
No. I should stay and do some work on my book.
Oh, come on. How about a drink to celebrate the day?
Okay, maybe.
You know what, that's just so Armie, just by the end of that scene.
I love that this lingers, too, and you want to watch them the entire way.
Armie overtakes me. It's hard to keep up with someone that big and fast and strong. If Armie was too lazy to smoke a cigarette outside while we were shooting, he would just go up to this attic and smoke one up there.
I don't think I ever saw it the whole time we were there.
You smelled it.
There's a guy behind you during this sort of very intimate conversation you're about to talk about.
No, I just wanted to be with you.
And there's no shame in the talking of it.
I'll go. That man is Stefano, who has the most delicious restaurant in all of Crema. Via Vai. That's where Armie had an 8-hour lunch once. And I love how Armie kind of tells me to not ask so many questions here when he sits back down. It just feels so true even to our relationship in real life. You know, the pestering on my part and him going, leave me alone. What?
No.
I don't know.
We had one shot at this.
It was perfect. I love the abandon.
And maybe I shouldn't reveal this, but so be it. I stumbled there, and I just became so exhausted. And Armie runs by me going, keep going, motherfucker, keep going. I said, Armie, I can't, I'm so fun. Well, I guess they cut before I really stopped. I don't know, these little moments. There's no way to fake this. This is all just... It's all just self-protection. This is my favorite scene of Armie's in this film. Because I would never know how to play this. And he plays about 6,000 emotions here. What's going through his mind here? It always kills me. I can never tell if it's guilt or worry about Elio, or if he's in so much pain that he's worried if it's about himself. Not guilt, empathy for Elio.
Well, it's like you said, 6,000 things.